Hello, and welcome to episode 102 of the Pos-cast with Rabbi Shmuel Posner, myself, Seth Hellman. Rabbi, how are we doing today?
Oh, Baruch Hashem. Fourth day of Nisan. Nisan is a great month. It's a month of miracles. It has two nuns. Nisi Nisim, double miracles. We had a girl here that she didn't have a Jewish name. Her name was Nancy. So she went to the Rebbe Dallas and said to the Rebbe, "Can you give me a Jewish name?" And he said, "What's your English name?" He said, "Nancy." He said, "Oh, your name should be Penina." And he said, it has two nuns. He didn't say it has two nuns. He said, Penina, many wonderful things should happen to you. And I interpret that because Rebbe would usually find a Hebrew name that somehow was similar to the English name, the secular name.
Mm-hmm.
So here he pulled out from Nancy, Penina. And Nun is Ness, so many wonderful things should happen. So that's why it's a good month. It's Nisan. It's also a tough month in the beginning because you have to clean for Pesach. There's something very invigorating about cleaning out old stuff, like regular physical stuff, going through stuff, getting rid of stuff. But more importantly is what's going on internally. The Alter Rebbe did B'dikas Chametz the first year was by the Maggid of Mezrich for an entire night, and all he had was one small room. He obviously wasn't looking for physical crumbs. So, what happened this week? This week, we went with the Sinai scholars to New York.
Okay, nice.
It was Sunday morning, so it started really early. We got up early to daven, and off we went to Crown Heights. Yisrael and his wife Zelda and their daughter went with a few students in their car, a couple of guys in my car. We came to the aisle about 11 o'clock in the morning.
Wow, so you left real early, huh?
We left at 7:15.
Whew.
But I
I'm
davened
proud of
before.
those students. Good job.
What?
They showed up on time, clearly. That
Pretty
early,
much,
and they
yeah.
made it.
Yeah. And they promptly went to sleep in the car. I knew it was going to happen. But it's okay because one of them helped drive back. So we went to the aisle. The aisle was full of people, very full. I don't know if it's before. Next week is the Rebbe's birthday, Yudalf Nissen. So I think there were some groups that came this Sunday, probably because they can't come the week before Pesach. It's too busy. I don't know why. Just a lot of people. And of course, these people come over to me and say hello, Shalom Aleichem, and half of them I have no idea who they are. I smile, I'm nice, but I'm like, I don't know who you are. It is what it is. One says to me, "Oh, I saw your son." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Which one?
Yeah, that's exactly what I asked him. Anyway, so before the kids went into the aisle, they were in one of the side houses with a room. It was another university. Penn State was there. So I spoke to him a little about, how do you prepare students who don't know much about Chabad, about Lubavitch, about the Rebbe? How do you prepare them for the aisle? How do you put them in the right mindset? What are you doing here? Like, why are you here? What are you going to accomplish here? So I gave this little talk, and afterwards, one of the kids raised his hand. He said, "So are you trying to say like this is a holy place?" It's like, yeah. It's hard. After the whole talk about the Rebbe and all this, it's like a holy place. Yeah, it's a holy place. But I don't know. I think we have to trust that holiness will accomplish what it has to accomplish. Actually, it was funny because on the Thursday night Farbrengen last week, they were talking about that. The guys were talking about, when you bring somebody to the oil, you bring somebody to the Rebbe, it's going to have an effect. You don't know when, you don't know what, but, holiness, like it says by the place for the Beis Hamikdash is, the holiness doesn't move. Even though the building is not there, the structure, the holiness is there. Same thing also, in some ways, when you get to have a unique holy experience, it's going to have an effect sometime. It'll come back. It'll wake up. You never know. So I got this video from my friend Mendel Rubin in Albany. And And there's a New York State assemblyman there, and he was speaking they have like, it started way back. I don't remember who it was. Maybe it was Carter. During that year, they started in honor of the Rebbe to have a proclamation in Congress, or a presidential proclamation for Education Day. That Yud Alf Nissen, the day the Rebbe's birthday, should be officially called Education Day. And the Rebbe was very encouraging of it, and very happy about it, because Chabad's all about education. It's all about knowing. If you know, you can make choices. If you don't know, you can't. How are you going to choose to do the right thing if you don't know anything about it? So they have now all over the place. They do this, all different countries, cities, states. So Albany had one. They got together, and so this one person was there, an assemblyman, a little bit older, and he was talking how he had learned from my father. And this is in the Midwest. Midwest was in Marinette, Wisconsin, little place in middle of Wisconsin, like mid-state. They were there probably in 1952, 53, something like that. For a couple of years, my parents were there. My sister and brother were born there. Oldest sister and brother. I think they were born there. Anyway, so he's talking about this is an experience from 70 years ago. He was a young child then, and how he still remembers that and it had an effect on him. So surely when you go to the Rebbe, even though you don't see the Rebbe there, but you get the aura, the neshama's there. So I try to explain it to them and talk a little about. So I said to them, 3,300 and how many years? 50, 60, 70 years ago, the spies went to Israel. 10 of them came back with a bad report, 2 came back with a good report. The 2 that came back with a good report, one was Yeshua, who was a student of Moshe, got blessed by Moshe, and one was Kaleb ben Yefuneh. What gave him the added strength to be able to not fall for this nasty scheme of the other spies and talk bad about Israel? Because it says that he went to Hebron. What did he go to Hebron to daven there? Who's in Hebron? The Maris Machpelah, the cave of the patriarchs and the matriarchs. And so we see in the Torah it talks about it, going to pray at the grave of a deceased person, a holy person. Then I told him that Eli Sharabi, you know what Eli Sharabi is?
Name sounds very familiar.
Yeah, because he was in the news, because he was one of the hostages that was freed. And he came like one of the most recent ones. And they all should be freed very speedily. Amen. And he came to the Oyel when he came to America. And he said a year to the day of his being released, his brother had been at the Oyel. So he came to daven at the Oyel. So I said, here's 2 people, 3,500 apart, but they have the same idea. You can go to the place of a holy person and pray there. And so talk a little bit of why you do that and how the Rebbe is like a channel to get your prayers up to Hashem a little faster. Yeah, and then I said to them, and you should know that when the Shliach comes here, to him it's much more personal because he knows the Rebbe and he's the Rebbe's emissary. And when he's standing in front of when he feels that he's in the Rebbe's presence, he feels like he has to give a reckoning where he's holding in his life. So it's a very deep and personal time. So when you go into the oil, don't talk to the Shliach. Let him have his moment. I thought that was very powerful. And and one of our alumni, I posted on the WhatsApp that I'll be there. So one alumni popped in, joined us at the Ohel. And Mendy was there because he came with a few students of his. That was one of the funny things. So I'm going to the Ohel with these guys. What do I know? So Yisrael's going, I'm going. Then I found out, Mendy's going too. I mean, I found out before he left. Yeah, he's going too. It's like, okay, cool. Then Marai says, Moshe, our son-in-law, Chaya's husband, is the Shliach in Hamden, Connecticut. He's going too. Oh, yeah, he's going too with his 2 sons, Mendy and Shalom, 2 young sons. I said, oh, that's cute. And no, they weren't going to the oil. So we started bumping into each other in Crown Heights. And I have daughters there too.
Right.
Miriam, Shayna, Shoshana, Dvorleah.
Yikes!
I did it. I did it. So they were all there.
There was a
Shayna,
big old pause there, though.
I was trying to think which one was there. So stop laughing. I'm going to make you erase this whole recording. So it was very funny how we bumped into each other. Where was the main place we bumped into each other? At Empire Kosher. You know what Empire Kosher is?
No, I don't.
Exactly what it sounds like. It's on Empire Boulevard. It's kosher. It's a supermarket. It's like the discount supermarket. So we come and we don't know. So we just all have. I came there. Then Maisha pulls up. I'm walking in the supermarket, and someone says, "Hey, Rabbi!" You turn around. Shoshana's there. It was good. I couldn't find something. A few things. It was good. Shoshana was there. She helped me out. Then she comes over like with a big pile of chocolate bars, and she says, "Mommy, don't worry about it. Mommy wants it." She dumps it into the car. Honey knew. She told me I'd buy like two of them. Shoshana comes like with enough to feed a small army. But then when we came to the matzah bakery, the same thing happened because we got off Eastern Parkway onto Albany, and I'm like, let's park. The first parking place I got to park. I figured it'd be crazy. We parked like the first block. We start walking four more blocks to walk, and there's like half a dozen parking places. Right in front of the matzah bakery, boom, there's a parking place. I see a van pulls in there. Moshe and the kids get out. So we all go into the I sent you a picture of the matzah bakery, didn't I?
Yeah, I believe so. The first photo is not Mott's Bakery. Let's look at the
No,
second.
it's like a group picture.
Oh, group picture? Yeah, hang on. This one? Is this the photo that you're looking for, sir?
No,
It's the next photo. This one.
that one. Yeah. So you see, I'm over there. The guy
Noah
to my
Lincoln
left,
was on my birthright trip.
who that kid?
Yeah. That's
No
Noah
Lincoln?
Lincoln, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on my birthright trip.
Ah. So now, so on the bottom left is Maishi Hecht. Next to him is our son Shalom. Oh, yeah, we met Shalom too. But we met him at the matzah bakery. He happened to show up at the same time we did, and that's his daughter he's holding. And then if you look to her right, there's a blue yarmulke like there.
Oh,
That's,
no,
that's
down here.
yeah, that's Mendy Hecht. And then you look at Mendy and Lincoln. Lincoln is like taller than me and Mendy. And
Yeah,
up on
Lincoln's
the
probably
wall,
like a good head and a half taller than you.
right?
He's a tall
He's leaning
kid.
over. He's leaning over a shtickle. And to my left is the guy who's making the holes in the matzah. You can't see it from here, but if you look to his left, you'll see there's in the background. Move over more, more. No. Ah, there. Good.
Back over there.
No, move to the right. Move it to the right. Yeah.
I did
That
see it.
part. Blow that up. Oh, yeah. Good. Open it up a little. Yeah, there's the matzah. You can't see the oven. It's right to the left of it. And
Yeah.
there's the guys checking it. Yeah, we went to there next. Yep. So yes, their minds were blown at the whole matzah bakery because it's all hand. It's a hand, and it's not. There's nothing
Right.
fancy about it at all. It's like it's on ground level, but it's like a cellar. There's no windows, and it's noisy. And they came in, they started taking pictures. We don't have a picture there of the women making and the men who are rolling out the matzah because they vehemently don't want people to take pictures of them,
Not
which I
really.
understand. They're just like normal people where they want the
Yeah.
pictures plastered all over the place. But
Right.
the guy who does the holes in the matzah, yeah, come, you can take pictures. It's okay. So that was very fascinating to see how they mix the flour and the water. The flour separate, the water separate, mix it together, and how it goes so quickly. And they have a time clock. 18 minutes. So you can see when it's winding down. That was special. That was very special. So then I broke away from the group and I went with Josh, who was there. He wanted to buy a pair of tefillin, so we went to the sofa. That was the other picture. Pull that picture back up again so we can see the
I
next
think I
picture.
know that guy. Hang on. Wait, okay. I'm going to share this. You talk, and I'm going to try to find a photo real quick. Because I
Yeah,
think
that
I
was
know that guy.
the first one you put up.
Yeah, I think I know this guy. Give me a minute here.
Which one?
This one right here. Well, I know Mendel,
Right,
but
Mendel. We
this
know.
one I think I know. Give me a minute.
No, yeah, that's Marone. Marone Amar. But the one
Yeah.
over my right shoulder, that's Josh Frank. So he was going upstairs to Hasofer to buy. It was on Kingston Avenue, and this is also. So Mendel lives in New York now. So I told him to come meet us there. So he came by. He was a great help, and we went to the sofa together. And as we're standing on the steps, about to go up to the sofa, and then Maron Amar pops in there, and so we took a quick photo there.
What was Mendel
Okay.
doing there?
What?
Why was Mendel there?
Because you want to know the real reason?
Yeah.
First of all, I haven't seen him since he left, so I missed him, and he
Okay.
misses me, I think. So he came, and also because his diploma came in the mail.
Oh, and so you had to bring it to him because his
Okay.
address was the Chabad house.
Yeah, it came here like 3 months ago. But you want to hear something even funnier? So we went to the sofa and we got Josh, paid for his tefillin. Then, then I went with Mendel to Empire. I went back to Empire. No, what? Yeah, I went back to Empire Kosher because I had to pick up meat. I didn't want to take it in the morning when I was there the first time because I don't want to sit in the car extra time. So I went there and we got the meat. We had to pack it in. Oh, there he is. That's crazy. Where is this?
This is at the Kotel. This
Oh
was
my
during
God.
the extension of my birthright trip. Me and Sam were at the Kotel, and I think we were leaving at this point. And the guy saw my Boston shirt, and he goes, "Hey, do you know Rabbi Posner?" And we were like, "Yeah, of course we know Rabbi Posner." I was like,
Oh
"Here,
my.
take a photo." So I'm pretty sure at the time I sent this to you. Granted, actually, no, it would have been a normal time of day for you at that point. But yeah, so I'm pretty sure I've sent this photo to you before. But I saw that guy in the photo. I was like, "Oh wait, I think I know that guy."
Oh, that's so funny. Wow. So anyway, by the time we finished at Empire Kosher, and by this time I'm getting really, really tired. Really tired. So he left and I said, oh my golly. I had the diploma right in between the two seats in the front of the car. And I didn't tell him about it because I said, I'll give it to him later. And so I brought the diploma to Crown Heights, brought it back to Boston. Whatever, it's sitting in Boston now. So I went with Josh after the Matzbaker. Before we went to the Tefillin, we went to my father. And I said, tell him something. So he says, what's so special about Sukkot? I don't know why I was talking about Sukkot, but whatever. What's so special about Sukkot? He says, when you go into the Sukkah, you're in there completely. I said, oh, like when a mikveh, you go into mikveh, you immerse yourself completely. He said, no. In a mikveh, you're not wearing your clothes. In a sukkah, even your clothing are in the mikveh, in the mitzvah. Like, okay, and that according to Tanya, that's very, very instructive because we know that there's the powers of the soul and then there's the garments of the soul. The garments are thought, speech, and action. And that's how you express yourself out beyond yourself. So really, mikveh is sort of like internal. Sukkah is like expanding outside. And I said, well, tell him something about Pesach. He said, oh, Pesach. Pesach, we're so careful what we eat. But that's not only with Pesach, be careful what you eat. You have to be careful what you eat a whole year round too. Which was good because, he just said it. And sometimes people need reminded of things. And talking about being reminded of things. So they were talking last week. No, somebody posted an email on the Shluchim chat, the campus Shluchim chat. And they talked about some girl student that had been in this university and he wanted to go to yeshiva and she didn't want to go and she didn't want to be part of Chabad, da, 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 da. And then she went to other place. Fast forward, he said he gets a message from her. She's married now. She gone to Chabad yeshiva. She's married now. Like da 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 da. So he says, you put your effort in, and you never know when you're going to see when it's going to bear fruit. So I was like, okay, that's cool. I didn't respond to anything, and people say, oh, thank you so much for posting that. We all need. And one guy's poster said, oh, we always need some encouragement to remember this. So I wrote to this guy who's a big hotshot. Now I can't tell you his name. And I said, you need encouragement? He said, we all need encouragement. Like, okay, fine. So then I was thinking about Pesach. You know, give out. Everyone wants always we should give out matzah, make sure people has what they have to do. And I was very busy in the house setting things up. And I'm like, oh man, when do we have time to do this? And then I get like this video that GEM sends, Jewish Educational Media, which produces videos of the Rebbe and puts them out. So I get this video, which I sent to you, if you won't mind playing it now.
Come on.
Warum ebert mit tätig sein, mich zu besser. Und danach wird Machli sein, kol die Zich, Jese, kol die Fin, Jese bejechel, und kol die Zich, Jese bejifsa, hat gelost, kamen, was nicht besorgt. Wenn sie alle kommen zu ihm, der Beisen doch nicht, ist es bleiben Akazai, für ihm, wir leben nicht Beisen. Und nicht Machli sagt, doch kann nicht, der Vater der Sohn sein, wird das nicht tun. Es soll sein eine persönliche Teve, also soll sein versorgen alle Jeden, welche von der Griechen, wenn sie nicht da
Right.
kommen zum Sedertisch und dort sich wegsetzen nach Nosse Sorge, darf sich geben an Ehrlich, min Hamufcher, ist was wird bleiben für ihn, wir bleiben nicht besser.
Okay, so you got it. Pull it back to that point. Can you pull it back?
Yeah.
More.
Yeah. Oh, a little bit.
Okay, now point it out again so people can see.
Right in there.
Yep, there he is.
Young and spry.
So I saw that. I'm like, the Rebbe was like, what the Rebbe was saying was sort of, seriously, but in a humorous way, he was talking about people should make sure other people have what they need for a Seder, matzah, and everything else. And he's saying, and if you don't do that, because in the beginning of the Seder, you say, this is the, Helach Manya, and you say, anybody who needs should come and eat, anybody needs to do Pesach, come do Pesach. So all these people that you didn't provide them with their needs before Pesach started, they're going to come to your house, and you're not going to have any food for yourself because you make that announcement and you say, okay, I'm not going to invite everybody in. You can't do that because your son is going to see it's in the Haggadah. He's going to insist that you say it. So you better make sure to invite people. And then I see like, oh my golly, I'm right there. So boom, I got energized. I'm like a Pesach maniac now. So I sent this out to my WhatsApp group of alumni. It said, the Rebbe told me to make sure you have everything you need for Pesach. I don't know how many people caught on to what I mean because I didn't get any responses to it. So I don't think people actually, I don't know how many people looked at it and how many people actually identified that I was standing there and the camera caught me while Rebbe was saying those words. But anyway, there it is.
I mean, for a seasoned veteran like myself, it's kind of hard not to pick out the facial features.
All right, maybe they did, maybe they didn't. It doesn't matter. Now the world sees it. Baruch Hashem. So yeah, it's very important to get shmura matzah, even though it's extremely expensive relative to that. And there's no eggs in it. There's no eggs in it. Why is it so expensive? And next week, when we're going to, on Wednesday, is Yudaf Nissen Rebbe's birthday. So we're going to have a special edition, all Rebbe, all time. Yeah. Everybody needs encouragement always, and so I think when you get those Rebbe videos, they always pick out some good message, and it happens to be sometimes when you need to hear the message, you hear it. That's how it works. And last week they had this segment that they do. It's in there like a 10-minute segment they do, and it was talking about how people want to connect to the Rebbe, and how some guys asked the Rebbe, how can we connect to him? The Rebbe says, well, I have all these talks, I have all these teachings. If you study them, you'll be connected to me. And Shmuel Lu, who's a chassid who lives in London, great guy, should be well forever. So he said, he once came to a Fabrengen, and he said, he picked up his cup and said, L'chaim to the Rebbe. And he was thinking, how can I connect to the Rebbe? And like the next talk, the Rebbe says, when somebody wants to connect to me. And so I was talking about that exact subject, about Here, I'm talking now. I'm teaching. Learn those teachings. He'll be connected to me. And of course, the other things as well. When you listen to the teachings, you listen to the instructions as well. It's not just an intellectual pursuit. It's also meant to motivate you into action. And so that's what the month of Nisan is. Nisan is, it says, Menisan Nigilu, Menisan Asin Ligal. The Jews who are redeemed from Egypt in the month of Nisan, the Jews will be redeemed from exile with Mashiach in the month of Nisan. Let's do our part. Let's make it happen, mamish, now.
Amen. With that, thank you so much for listening to episode 102 of the Pos-cast with Rabbi Shmuel Posner. We will see you next week.